Downloading, and there we go. We are live. Good morning and welcome to Heart's Discernment. Today is Monday, February 16th. And how are y'all doing today? How was your weekend? Sorry I wasn't here last week. As y'all know, my husband was having surgery. And I thank you all for the prayers. He's doing well. Today, he came home. He only had to spend 2 nights. So he came home Friday. He's been doing good. Last night, he didn't sleep at all. And he's in a lot of pain today. I think he keeps trying to lay on his side with a hard cast where you can't turn your head. Not comfortable for anybody, I wouldn't suspect. So let me check my comments. All right, make sure my comments are on. We're going to be talking about Job today. First, remember I had asked you all if you had read Lemons on Friday. Well, I had started, my sister-in-law, God bless her, was with me at the hospital. So I read the pre-stuff, the introduction and stuff. Looks like an amazing book. And I really wanted to read it, but something kept drawing me away. And I did not get to read any of it. And then lo and behold, I forgot I had ordered this book. It's called No Longer I. So I've put the Lemons on Friday to the side. And this is the life-changing power of simply believing the truth. And when I was reading the back, I always like to read the back, maybe the first page, just to see if it's going to capture my interest. And the first line on the back says, "What if the Christian life isn't about doing better, but believing better?" Boom, had me. And so I was reading the rest of the back, and it looks pretty amazing. And so I'm going to read that. And it was actually recommended to me by another Christian woman who I met the day I met her. I've only met her once. And the day I met her, we were talking about Jesus, and she says, "You need to get the book No Longer I by Jacob Hotchkiss. She said, "I've always been a believer. I've always, done what she said, but this book is life transforming." She said, "It helps in your faith and your belief so much." So I had ordered it, forgot about it, and it came. So now I'm going to read that one instead of Lemons on Friday. I'm getting, my glare is worse than usual. Oh, wait. Okay, it's just my glasses. I can't believe it's only been a year and it's already time to get a new pair of glasses because I just can't see. My eyes are fading fast, which is okay because this world is ugly, right? Good morning. Oh, thank you, Dana. I love you too. Thank you very much. That means a lot to me. I kind of, be honest, throwing a little bit of a pity party. Not today, but since Friday, I kind of was throwing a pity party like, this is Matt's surgery, from neck surgery to the second neck surgery, which was last Wednesday, was like 4 days away from 1 year apart. And so needless to say, last year for my birthday, I sat at home letting him be in pain. This year for my birthday, I get to run errands and sit home. Yeah. So I was kind of throwing a little temper tantrum, pity party me, like I'm just going to be honest. Okay. Because that's what this group is about. I kind of felt like, you know what? Every year I go out of my way for everybody for their birthdays. I do. I want to make sure everybody feels special on their birthday, as far as, my immediate family around me and stuff. And I thought, and here every year I just sit and take care of my husband. Don't get to go out to dinner. And he says, "Oh, I'll take you out to dinner." Oh, yes, not happening. And why would I put him through that when he needs to heal? Like, I need this man better, right? So I was throwing a little bit of a pity party, but not today. Not today, I'm not. Because when I woke up this morning, I was like, well, I don't feel any different. I don't look any different. It's just another day. And my mom loves me. She told me happy birthday. And that's all that really matters because, right, I was her gift. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have been born. So happy birthday, mom. Happy gave birthday to my mom. That's what it's really about. She's the one that had to go through the torture of delivering me and raising me. Oops. But yes, thank you very much, Dana. I appreciate that. I love you very much. All right. First, I want to ask a question. Okay. Before we get into today's study. And today's study, I'm literally going to read to you because as I was going to study, I opened up the book to this page. And of course, it's in Job. And then I did something else and went on, and then I opened up the Bible and it was on the same page. Then I noticed that page was ripped. And so I started taping it back together. And, sometimes God has to beat you on the head in order to get your attention. And so this study was definitely for me and my pity party. So thank you, Lord, for that. But the question, this is the question for the day. You have something like Matt, okay, his neck. For a year, he's been off balance, stumbling everywhere, headache every day, just feeling horrible, neck hurting for the whole entire year. The doctor he had gone to did the surgery. They did it wrong. They were supposed to do 4 through 6. They did 5 through whatever. They just shifted it down, which intensified this surgery, hoping that it's completely fixed now. But let me ask you something. If you knew all this in advance, you knew you were going to go to a doctor who is going to do it wrong or tell you nothing was wrong, do you want to go to that doctor that tells you you're okay when you're not? Do you want to go to a doctor that tells you it's all in your head? You're not sick. When you know you are? Do you want to go to a doctor that says, okay, this is what you need done, but we're going to do this instead, or by accident, we're going to do this instead and make everything worse? If you were given a choice, do you want to go to that doctor knowing the outcome? Do you want to go to that doctor anyway because you like their hair color, you like their accent, they're a nice person? They're so loving and kind, though. I know they're going to screw me up. I know they're going to tell me the wrong thing. I know it's not going to be done right, but I'm going to go to that doctor anyway. Would you go to him? Funny thing is, I had a client that in Missouri. There was this horrible doctor. I mean, he was like the worst of the worst of the worst. And I had a client who continued to go there. And she was having side effects from medication. I said, that particular medication you're on, that causes this, and it's going to cause serious damage. If you don't get off it, I'm not a doctor, but I'm telling you, you need a second opinion, or you need to stop taking that. What? She wouldn't listen until she was in the hospital, and they said, why didn't you stop taking this medicine when you were having the side effects? Because I really like that doctor. So, yes, some people would answer yes to that question. Majority are going to say exactly what Dana said. Absolutely not. So then why would we go to a church that does the same thing? Why would you want to go to a church that is not going to tell you the truth and not help you heal the ailment that you have, such as the truth. Why would you go to a church that isn't going to tell you it's wrong to be gay? It's that we are supposed to follow what the government says unless it's against biblical principle, right? We follow the Bible first. Why would we watch things on TV that are against our biblical principle? There's going to be a lot of false prophets. They're already they've always been there, but they are like hoarding the internet right now. I was scrolling past this morning looking for something, and I saw this post that said something, 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 because the book of Enoch. Okay. Book of Enoch was taken out of the Bible because it was not from God. It was a history lesson, not from God. We have to be careful, because to me, that was a satanic post, because now all of a sudden you got people going, oh, the book of Enoch, I better look that up. And they're going to read it. Anybody, the majority of the people, hold please. I am so sorry. Everything's okay. I heard something weird scratching inside the dryer, and it was my cord to the sweatpants was stuck up in the barrel and twisting it into where it was like ripping the material. Anyway, most people I know, the people I've heard of that have read the book of Enoch, started questioning things and literally went off the deep side and don't follow Christ anymore. So you're going to have people start getting in there and digging in and saying things like, the book of Enoch, intriguing your interest. You know, Satan does not have to get you to follow him, doesn't have to get you to worship him. All he has to do is confuse you and make you start doubting Christ. You know, when you go to court, it's a matter of reasonable doubt. That's all Satan has to do. He has to get you to doubt the love of Christ. He has to get you to doubt your beliefs. You don't have to go following him and worshiping him, because by doubting Christ, you become lukewarm. And what happens when you're lukewarm? You get spewed, people. So don't do it. Really start paying attention to what you're listening to, looking at, reading, whatever. Dana went over that with the whole AI thing. And thank you for that, by the way. We've talked about that before, but the more we talk about it, the more people may understand how horrifying it is. You know, I was told the other day that the people that created AI were already like, we shouldn't have done that. Like, this was a bad thing. We just opened up Pandora's box. And there's nothing they can do to stop it now. Let Jesus come back, right? Okay. All right. So today, I know, ramble. We are going to be in Job 7. Yep. All of Job 7. That would be Job 7, 1 through 21. And I'm going to read it. So in 7, I don't know, I don't think all Bibles title their, but my Bible in the New King James Version, it titles like chapter 5 and 6 could be all one title. It's kind of breaking down the story to tell you what it's talking about in that. And so all of chapter 7 has the title Job. My suffering is comfortless. My suffering is comfortless. So we know in the book of Job, he lost everything. And when we first moved here, I felt like Job. Everything we worked for, everything that we loved, oh, so much peace on that farm with all those animals and I felt like Job. Now, I didn't lose it all. It wasn't all taken from me. It was a choice through prayer that we made and decided to come home for various reasons. Mainly to make sure my mom was taken care of. Now, do I feel like I've lost everything? Yes. And that has nothing to do with my mom. That has to do with I don't have my animals. I have my 2 dogs, but I don't have all my farm animals. I don't have the 10 acres of property to walk and pray. I don't have that the freedom to just come and go, just say, "Hey man, I'll be back in an hour," and leave. No, I have to make sure everybody's okay and check in and I have sick people around me. I have a new job. And so I feel like my identity has been ripped from me and I don't know who I am anymore. I feel like and on the farm I felt like I was living for Jesus. Now I feel like I'm living to survive. Does that make sense? None of this is bad, so please don't take it like it's bad because God will always give us a new. We can't get stagnant and comfortable because as soon as we do, God says, "Okay, it's time to grow. I'm going to stretch you." It happens. All right, so we're going to start chapter 7. My suffering is comfortless. Is there not a time of hard service for man on earth? Are not his days also like the days of a hired man? Like a servant who earnestly desires the shade, and like a hired man who eagerly looks for his wages. So I have been allotted months of futility, and wearisome nights have been appointed to me. Then when I lay down, I say, when shall I arise? And the night be ended. For I have had my fill of tossing till dawn. How many of us toss and turn all night just thinking, oh, what's tomorrow going to bring? My flesh is caked with worms and dust. My skin is cracked and breaks out afresh. My days are swifter than a weaver's shuttle and are spent without hope. Thank God we still have hope, right? Our hope is in Him. Oh, remember that my life is a breath. My eye will never again see good. The eye of him who sees me will see me no more. While your eyes are upon me, I shall no longer be. As the cloud disappears and vanishes away, so he who goes up to the grave does not come up. He shall never return to his house, nor shall his place known him any more. Therefore, I will not restrain my mouth. I will speak in the anguish of my spirit. I will complain in the bitterness of my soul. Am I a sea or a sea serpent that you set a guard over me? When I say, my bed will comfort me, my couch will erase my complaints. Then you scare me with dreams and terrify me with visions. so that my soul chooses strangling, yeah, so that my soul chooses strangling and death rather than my body. I loathe my life. I would not live forever. Let me alone, for my days are but a breath. What is man that you should exalt him, that you should set your heart on him, that you should visit him every morning and test him every moment? How long? Will you not look away from me and let me alone till I swallow my saliva? Have I sinned? What have I done to you, O watcher of men? Why have you set me on your target so that I am a burden to myself? Why then do you not pardon my transgressions and take away my iniquities? For now I will lay down in the dust, and you will seek me diligently, but I will no longer be. He's asking God, why? I haven't sinned against you, and I hate my life. I hate everything about this. I just want to lay down and die. Lord, will you please just take me? How can you even look at me with with how disgusting I am? Okay? That's what he's saying here. It's Job crying out, not sinning, but crying out to the Father with how he's feeling. Right? It's okay to feel the way you feel. It is not okay to sin in those feelings. You can cry out to God. You can give him your complaint. It's okay to feel that way. It's okay to just want to step back and say, why is this happening? Who am I anymore? You will be blessed. You are blessed. Stop going to the doctors that aren't giving you the truth. Stop going to the churches that aren't giving you the truth. Stop going to the Facebook posts that aren't giving you the truth. Get in your Bible and get the truth and know that you are enough. You're okay. Even when you're not okay, don't sin because you're enough. You are loved. You are worthy. For today is just a season. I hope that made sense. I love you all. I have to go get my husband some medicine because his sugar is spiking, and that's why my phone keeps beeping. We will be back here tomorrow with Dana, and I look forward to seeing you all then. I love you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.